Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to do a quick tank update on my fluval Evo C 13.5 gallon. So I'm using this guy as a display refugium. Got a bunch of macroalgae in here, and I just ordered a bunch more on eBay that should be in tomorrow. But for right now, I've got a bunch of the greens, caulerpas, and ferns, and all kinds of other funky stuff. I've got a gorgonian growing back there, some grape caulerpa here. I've got the red dragon's breath going up here. I moved him up because I had him underneath here, and I guess it wasn't getting enough light, and he didn't like it. And I've got the red. Actually, it looks like it fell down. It doesn't. I moved this guy up too. This is actually the red grape, but I had him. I forgot I had him, and he was buried back behind the. He was buried and not doing well as all his grapes fell off. So I'm going to see if he bounces back. But so I got a mangrove. This thing died. I thought it was dead when I first bought it, and then I just kept it in the tank because I figured it might grow back. So now it's growing some leaves. It looks like, and I've got this guy. It's kind of ghetto, but I've got him hanging on a rock because otherwise it just kept floating around. But it has to stay up out of the water, so I've kind of got it clipped on here. So this tank, real quick, I've got the Higer Wave Maker. I really like this guy. It puts out good movement. I just upgraded to I did the 1/2 inch random flow generator, RFG, I think they call it. I got the one made by VCA. I bought this one, and I also bought the 1/4 inch, the dual head 1/4 inch, but I like this better than the dual head 1/4 inches. I did try them both. In here, I just upgraded to the new, I just got the Hydor 1200 pump. I don't think you're going to, yep, you can kind of see it. I did have to cut it to modify it to get it to go in there. Also in here, I've got my Tunes auto top off. I've got my light here that I just used some double-sided tape to mount the refugium light. This is the red LED refugium light. And also I went ahead and bought the Inkbird. I forget what they're called, but basically it kicks on the fan or it kicks on the heater depending on the temperature setting. So I put the fan right here for now. This is a little bitty fan. It'll drop my temperature a degree or two when it needs it. Right now the temperature has been great outside. In the back of here, so I had to turn off my auto top off, but right now I've got mainly caulerpa growing that I have to cultivate regularly. I do have 2 baskets. I've got a basket in chamber 1 and a basket in chamber 2. This one, I just keep caulerpa in here. It looks like some grape stuff is growing in there as well. I do seed this with pods because I've got a mandarin goby in here. And in basket 1, I don't have anything in here. I've got room if I ever need. I keep this kind of the middle chamber of the middle section of chamber 1. I keep that one empty in case if the tank crashes and I need to add some carbon or whatever to it. But in the bottom, I just keep rubble rock. Rubble rock has always worked well for me. Just kind of an old faithful. I've also got a bunch of rubble rock here in the bottom of chamber 2. So chamber 2 has the basket on the top, and then I've got the rubble rock on the bottom. I don't think you can get enough rock. I try to go the natural route, as you see, obviously. I'm not a fan of the skimmers. I see a lot of people talking about the skimmers, but I want to go as natural as possible, which is funny. You say a natural tank, and then you look back here and see all this stuff hanging all over the place. But, it is what it is. So, hope you guys enjoy. My original intent with this tank was for it to be a display refugium, and then I was going to upgrade to a bigger tank and then just use this one as the refugium for the bigger tank, which I still may do in the future, but I'm just having so much fun with this little guy that I don't even know that I want to mess with a bigger tank. It's just so much easier for me to manage. I do water changes. I don't know. You really don't have to do them very often if you're running a macroalgae tank. So, but I think I do them maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, just because it's here in my office and I keep my water right here. I keep my auto top off water in there. From time to time, I will dose it with get this Chato Grow stuff. I just got a new container of it off of Amazon. This Chato Grow works really well. I'll pour this into my fresh water and you know, maybe a capful or so, and then so that way as my auto top off kicks on, it's just dosing this into my tank. There's really no need to get fancy. If you're running a display refugium or refugium of any sort, this stuff is amazing. It will make your tank take off. Otherwise, what's going to happen is your macroalgae is just going to strip all the nutrients out of your tank, and the corals are going to struggle. I didn't really want any hard corals, and I originally started this tank to be a Caribbean reef, and I had only Caribbean stuff, but this year, for whatever reason, they're not harvesting as much out of the Caribbean, and it's really hard to get stuff, so I couldn't wait, and I went ahead and, you know, bought a bunch of other stuff. But you can see how this is what the macros do, man. It just takes off like crazy. And I had to buy this little, I forget, there's a certain type of damsel that eats flatworms, because I do have a ton of flatworms in here. I don't know if you can see them or not. Let me zoom in. They're on this rock. That's probably as good a shot as I can get. Anyways, this thing is covered. There's a bunch of flat rock in here. Excuse me, there's a bunch of flatworms in there. And this little dude eats them. And also the arrow crab, wherever he is, he's back there hiding. You can kind of see him. He eats flatworms as well. This dude literally just eats all day. And then my mandarin, there he is, my little psychedelic goby or spotted goby. He's kind of in the back there. But he is super thriving and happy in this tank. I did seed this tank probably 4 or 5 times with pods. I haven't seeded it lately just because they grow in this tank like crazy and they reproduce like crazy. I've had a super successful keeping those guys. He's fat and happy, and that's probably the 4th goby that I've had in a small tank, and I'll get rid of them and I'll sell them and then get another one. But I've had good luck getting those guys over to frozen foods. They really like the frozen brine shrimp, and usually it takes me a couple months to get them to where they'll eat the frozen brine, but they will eventually eat it. So sorry for the long video. I hope this helps you guys. I get a lot of questions about it, so feel free to fire away, and when I get a chance, I'll answer. Thank you.